And we're back. Oh, how annoying, guys. Okay, give me a second. I think I know how to correct this. This is kind of what corrected it last time, so I'm just going to switch it off. It seems to not like this. It doesn't seem to like my face cam. So, yeah. Okay, everybody, give me a thumbs up or a yay or something to let me know that I'm back. I should be. I'm very sorry about that because, like I said, I've optimized and checked everything. It's been quite fun. Yay. This actually has to be quite perfect over here. I'm gonna grab my knife for that quickly. We got one in here. No, it's in my other box of stuff that I'm actually building. The knife is where? Oh, there it is. You guys did see a head here, right? I saw a Macross head here, a Valkyrie head. Oh my word. Really? How do I do this to myself? Yay, okay, cool. And then, yeah, guys, thank you for letting me know about the lag. Just sort of keep me updated on the lag because I want to see what's kind of happening. It's a little bit annoying that there is lag. I got a pretty good speed here and I got very low ping, so I shouldn't be getting any lag whatsoever. My machine's not doing anything extra, so we should be streaming like we should be flying. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. So I just want to make sure I get this lens in here properly. Because they actually want the lens to go in after everything. Okay, fine, that makes sense. But I've really got to shave it off here. Let's see. Don't want to overdo it. And yeah, I'm being naughty. I'm pulling towards myself. But then again, I have been using a knife for a long time, so it took me a while to, and a lot of scars to get it there, but that's me. Your mileage may vary. Cool, there we go. Head's already done. Woo. Cool. Let me check something quickly. Okay, good. Yeah. And that's the other thing that I think sometimes causes trouble, is that when it's trying to record the stream, like, or record replays and things like that. I don't really need that. It's a model building channel. It doesn't often get that exciting that we need a blow-by-blow replay. Okay, so now we're moving on to the core, which I'm excited about. So yeah, how do you guys know Macross? How many of you guys have watched any of the Macross animes? You know, and there are quite a few. So I want to know. And if you have watched Macross, are you a fan? Some of you guys might be Macross fans without realizing it. Because Macross also, begrudgingly, is also known as Robotech in the West. And but that's just mostly because a company called Harmony Gold basically hijacked the original series and made it as if it was their own, and then blocked Tatsunoko Pro and Big West and all those companies from actually officially distributing Macross in the West. And that kind of hurt Macross's popularity in a big way, because everybody's Robotech. And as a result, we've missed out on a lot of great games, a lot of great figures, like toys and stuff because of licensing. Amazing kits. There were just a whole bunch of kits that never came through because of that licensing deal. Like just corporate greed stuff. But yeah, anyway. Oh, Lindsay, I know you're a fan. Oh, is that when it's lagging? It's when the camera needs to focus. Okay, cool. I'm going to disable that then. It is time for troubleshooting. I am not gonna fight with this thing. There we go. Nice. Okay. Cool. Hopefully that fixes it up. I'm sorry that you can't see my face as I'm talking to you guys. But look at this. This came together quite nicely as well. I like the part separation again. This makes my life easier. I can separate this thing. What's up, Space Dossie? Thanks for the subscription, dude. And yeah, guys, Comic-Con. Wow, can you believe it's next week? Jeff and I are... we're not gonna lie, we're excited, but we're also like a little freaked out. There's a whole bunch of stuff happening. Full disclosure, I've, in all my years doing like retail and all that stuff, I've never actually ever done a convention outside of my province. So I've never like done a convention where, you know, I have to get onto a plane and, you know, make sure a whole bunch of stock gets to Cape Town safely. So that's exciting. That's like, and a little bit scary, but it's gonna be cool. And so I'm just hoping there's a lot of you there so you guys can enjoy it with us. But yeah, right now we've like way freaked out. Well, I don't want to say way freaked out, just, you know, just a little, you know, we're concerned. You know, we're not, like one wants to have a certain amount of humility and deal with these things in a good way. And we obviously just want to kick butt and have fun with the build force there. And, you know, add more people to the ranks, get more people into the hobby, into this hobby that we love so much. Cool, there we go. We've already got the upper part of the upper torso. Yeah. Yes, John Guy, we'll be bringing in lots of stock. I'm gonna try and be brave. I'm gonna see if switching on my face cam causes problems. Okay, let's see. It's here as on a kill switch, so if it gets naughty, let me know. Ruimte olifant. Lekker, I love it. Yo, guys, exciting, exciting, exciting. Okay, I'm not gonna put the head on now, even though I'm like super tempted to. Let's do these shoulders. This is well, I'm not gonna say it because every time I say it, I jinx myself. So, yeah. Okay, so something that is kind of cool about, well, not kind of cool, very cool about this kit. At least for people who are, you know, sort of trying to be a little bit brave and try something other than Gundam. You know, for all of you guys who have only been building the Gundam kits or the Gunpla stuff, power to you. Those are great kits. And Bandai really does do a lot of work to make them super accessible. However, there are other animes out there, and really good mech animes like Kyoka, Senki, and all that good stuff. So yeah, Macross is one of those things, and so it's cool that Bandai has tried to make it a lot more accessible. You know, I know that some of these IPs are kind of expensive IPs for companies like Bandai, but yeah, it's rad. Like, I'm building a Bandai HG kit essentially, and it's like, it feels like I'm building a Gundam, and that's kind of a cool feeling, because if you guys have ever tried to build the Macross kits before, you will know that they are quite daunting. They definitely require a little bit of Well, they require that you build them. They need to be built. Also, full disclosure, as much as you might hear me be angry and spout a lot of vitriol towards Robotech, I actually do have a Robotech to be very... I am very thankful to Robotech's existence. You know, as way back as in primary school for me, and that was quite a while ago. I used to get my dad to drive home faster because I really wanted to catch Robotech on TV. Because I loved, it was one of my first introductions to Giant Mecha. So here's something that annoys me, and I kind of think they could have done this a bit smarter. So you'll see this piece here. Sorry, I have to put some emphasis here. Okay, part separator is here, but I don't actually want to separate the whole thing. Okay, see there's kind of a bad seam. It's not going to focus because I have switched off the autofocus. Okay, so I'm just going to hopefully get it in good light there. Anyway, there's a horrible seam happening there. And it's a horrible seam because the parts, the gray parts that have to go in there, that's going to require work. Maybe not too much, but yeah, that's going to be a bit of a butt hurt, and especially because the seam extends down to there. So that is a bit of, like, for me, that's a small irritation. Well, a kind of a major irritation for this kit, and I hope it's the only one. So let's see how this goes. Guys, I got to do this, you know, I got to tell you, like, if there's going to be stuff like that, because I want you to know, like, you know, you're going to be buying into these kits, you need to know how much effort, you need to know, you have to manage your expectations. I think sometimes a lot of people just don't manage their expectations, and they expect something to be like super great. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting this to be great. So far it has been a really stunning build. Oh, this is cool. Okay, so they want us to sort of flap this in here. Meh. Ooh, wow, don't love that. I know exactly how I'm gonna fix that for when I actually paint it. So I'll probably clip off one of these teeth over here. Just, yeah, there's these like little teethies there. I'm gonna probably take one of those off, so when I do actually put mine together, I can just sort of slide this in. Although that said, I might even just separate the pieces and put them on traditionally, because this is actually kind of an irritating way to do it, and I just feel like it's begging to be broken. But anyway, let's persist. If I break a piece, I break a piece. I can fix the piece as well. I've got the glue. I have the technology. No. Okay. So this is totally not how the manual wants you to do it. I suppose if I didn't do it upside down, it might actually be better as well. Pro tip, when you're doing this, don't do this upside down. Don't be like Paul. Be better. Be better than me. Okay, there we go. Come on, Funballs, you got this. There we go. Boom. Okay, there we go. Cool. Nice little color separated piece there. Good times. Okay, let's go through that excitement on this side. Oh wait, I've got to put in one of these pieces. This was at least thankfully like super duper easy to do. Boom, there we go. No worries. Oh my word, Paul, did you not? Ah, failure. Failure. Okay. Am I gonna be? No, I can't be lazy. I've got to pull it apart. Gosh. Now I have to use the Ocarina of Time to send me back in time. Let's play the Song of Time. And correct our mistake. The Song of Undo. Control Z-ing. There we go. There we go. Thank God. Okay, that's out. Cool, I can see myself doing some fun little internal details for that little shell there. Okay, sweet. There we go. I suppose this is where the instant replay feature on Twitch would have been great. Yeah, no. There we go. There we go. You have to finesse these things, stranger. There we go. Cool. 2 shoulders, 1 torso, 1 head. Not enough time. Okay. Sweet. They want this in there. Okay, and it's got a click in there. Okay, well that was reasonably easy. Okay, so I can read this thing's future. People are gonna pop shoulders off this thing like crazy. And there's another one. See, there's no ASMR today. I feel like I should be. Let me ASMR for you guys. ASMR. Yes. ASMR. ASMR. See, I don't have to dig through parts so much today because I got everything. Okay, ASMR has, for the session has been done. Ooh, speaking of Zelda, it's May! Soon. So, yeah. Tears of the Kingdom. No, I have not seen the trailer. I present to you the polycaps for the YF-19. And yes, I am tearing them off with my fingers because it is way easy to... It's actually easier doing that than using a pair of nippers. Ugh, what's happening here? Ah! Work with me, you ball. Ah, there we go. Okay, cool. And they want that. Uh-oh. Okay, cool. Okay, that's how they want it. Some cool detail on here, like these little circular little vents here on the shoulders that I really like. I see stuff like that and I get all like, yeah, I'm gonna panel line the heck out of this. And it's just they're nice teeth, you know, for doing weathering, which I think is quite rad. I'm doing this like an assembly line. Left and right. I am a robot. Ooh, yeah. Oh, and the last episode of the 3rd season of The Mandalorian is on tomorrow. I have a feeling some of you in here enjoyed it, and I have a feeling some of you hated it, and yeah, I mean that's a pretty obvious thing to say though, but I believe a lot of people haven't been enjoying this series, and I don't know why. Like do people... I don't know what's wrong with the world. Like, do people want to rather watch the Kardashians? Because, like, if you want to rather watch the Kardashians, I can understand disliking the show or being upset with it. Okay, to be fair, I am enjoying it, but there are 1 or 2 things in the story that I was hoping, and it's not the Mandalorian's fault. Also, hey, no sleep. What's up? And shot for the sub. So anyway, there are a few things that they've confirmed in the show, and I'm not happy about them because they relate to events that happened in 7, 8, and 9, and I'm not happy about that because I was kind of hoping that somehow they would just write off 7, 8, and 9 as some kind of wild fever dream. Because shame, like for that to be like Carrie Fisher's final film, I'm sorry. But anyway, let's see what's happening with this arm. Ooh-wee. Yeah, we're gonna have to do a lot of sanding here to stop this thing from scraping paint. Have I got the right ball? Just, yeah, okay, I'm a little bit... hold on. See, told you the shoulders would pop off. Knew it. Knew they would, but at least they actually kind of smooth. I want to see something here. Okay, so they actually want... Yo, dudes, That's just gonna go on that side. And then that one will go on this side. Okay, so bear in mind, hey, or be aware, there is a line there. And they want that line to be more on the front. For whatever reason. Easy to fix seams there because the piece is already complete like that. So that's actually, that's happiness. Okay, so that's not going to be a pain in the butt to do. Let's make the other arm. And I don't think the seam lines on this piece matter because they're going to get covered up by armor. So that is fantastic. Love that. Ooh, me and Mr. Pod Separator are going to have so much fun later because I have been too lazy to cut off all the bits to make it easier for me. Come, let's build this. There we go. Just take the shoulder off. Man. Just destroy it, Paul. Hold Leitung off. Okay, there we go. Okay, ooh, I spat on my kit. Jeff loves it when I do that. He's all like, oh, Paul, I think it's so great that you, like, you know, spit on your kit. It's, like, not gross at all. And I wouldn't dare overreact about it in public. Hey, Jeff. The spit was by accident, though. But it's a real technique. I do like to, you know, like a lot of us do when we paint with acrylics, you know, like with the Vallejo or Citadel. You lick your brush, right? It's a thing. We do this. I actually think, I mean, it's probably dangerous, so you probably won't find any company will, you probably won't find anybody will encourage this kind of behavior. But I wonder how well flavored paint would do. I think flavored paint would do so well, actually. Hey, can you imagine flavored paint? Paul says Jeff. Huh. Jacques Loves Gunpla says, maybe they'll enhance them, like with Clone Wars and the prequels. You know, the Clone Wars and the prequels weren't bad films. It's just a lot of people didn't like them, but they're not bad films. They're actually good films. Sorry, I'm shooting my load here. I've already put the shoulders on this guy here. But 7, 8, and 9 are absolute turds, and you can't polish a turd. Like, wow. I mean, I watched them again recently just because I thought maybe I'm being like a fanboy and I'm being too harsh. I'm going through a bit of a Star Wars thing at the moment, but more important, look how cool that looks already. Hey. And it's quite posable already, so yeah, that's looking good. Let's park you over there, buddy. Okay. Sweet, on to the next thing. Okay, now we got another polycap situation happening here. We are going on to the lower torso because one torso is not enough apparently. Ooh, okay, that's gonna be fun to mod later and stuff. I'm always so worried we're gonna get copyright strike for this piece of music that's playing because this is, but it is actually royalty free. Well, it's stream friendly. Okay, so lower part of the torso. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yes, yes, it gets a nose cone. Check it out. Thump. Nope. Thump. Nope. Thump. There we go. I've done this before. Yay! I'm a genius. Yeah, listen, they're all visual spectacles. They're good looking films. I often, well, when power wasn't, when we weren't being rationed so badly with electricity, I used to like having them sort of on in the background, like with no volume on, just going, because they're just nice to have sometimes visually. Just like, I like that side of it, because they are well shot films. Like, oh my word, I'm hitting the mic. Oh, it's more ASMR. Oh, it's ASMR all over the place. Sploosh. Okay, anyway, we're back. Okay, let's see. I need this part. The recent changes to Star Wars in recent years is what made me drop the franchise as a whole, says Random Vortex. Yeah. Yeah. I can see where you're coming from. I try not to take that harder stance on it, to be fair. Lindsay says they really love the less Jedi side of Star Wars, though. I do, actually, as well. I'm a little bit tired of space wizards, I'm not gonna lie. Although that Jedi Fallen Order game kind of totally put me back in there for a little bit, which I enjoyed. So there's that, and I enjoyed Obi-Wan, despite its one or two flaws in storytelling. I also enjoyed the Han Solo movie. Controversial opinion, perhaps, but I thought it was a fun film. It at least had purpose. It at least had a coherent story from the beginning to the end, so that's cool. So here's an interesting piece that I'm putting together now. This is a whole... There's meant to be a big sticker that goes here. I'm obviously not going to be putting that on there. But it's just color-coded the same as this kind of beige color that's going on here. So if you guys want to see that, that's the sticker that would go there. It's an easy enough thing to mask and paint off yourself. The only catch with this kit and painting it is actually getting the right colors. I have a few that I would consider using, and I will be more than happy to share those colors with you when I eventually build this guy, because I am going to build this guy. Yeah, try to stop me from building this guy and painting him up. But yeah, and I'll share the colors that I would use there, because if I look at the Hasegawa manual for the color combinations they made for that, in their manual they're actually wrong. It's actually quite bad. It's quite silly. Anyway, okay, now I gotta figure this out. That's definitely like pro tip for later. So later on, when this is painted, I'm probably gonna grab something like a piece of plastic like this. You know, like what you get with your packaging. So when you build one of these kits, you get the you guys know what I'm talking about. You build Gundam kits. Just a bit of that clean plastic, just to like just to protect the paint from the scratching. The paint shouldn't really scratch, but that's just me being a little bit maybe over careful, maybe overthinking it. But seeing as I do want to do a bit of pre-shading and all kinds of stuff when I do mine, I do want to consider that kind of stuff. So we already got some articulation happening here. This doesn't feel 100% happiness in here, and that could just be because I'm just being gentle with it. Just trying to understand why. Like, I know where it's meant to peg in, I just don't know why it doesn't feel firm. Probably feel a lot better once there's some paint on those joints and things. But anyway, guys, there we go. We got the upper torso now in its entirety. And this has got a bit of movement, which is nice. Because even on the... And I've got it, it's a 1 to... it's the 1 to 60 scale. I've got this in 1 to 60 scale as a figure from a company called Yamato. They're now known as Arcadia. And it's a really beautiful transforming vehicle. In fact, my buddy Jan, if you're here on watching the stream, it was something I got from him when he immigrated. So thank you, Jan, if you can see me. Thank you, my guy. Just gonna grab a quick sip of the Coca-Cola. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, dude, no Sleep Shogun. Nobody's fighting you on that one, dude. Rogue One is amazing. Absolutely love it. It's a Star Wars movie. See, I don't... To me, it's kind of... And I want to get away from Star Wars because I know it can get like quite divisive. But to me, there is Star Wars and then there's Star Wars-ish. everything that's Star Wars is great in my eyes. Everything that's Star Wars-ish is 7, 8, and 9. And so far, 7, 8, and 9 is the only stuff that's really Star Wars-ish for me. And also the, actually, while I'm there, the iToy, not iToy, what's the iToy for Xbox? It was some stupid name. Anyway, they did a Star Wars game for that. Yeah, that's Star Wars-ish. Everything else is actually pretty much fair game for me, yeah? I mean, yeah, there we go. That's Paul's sliding scale. Take it for what it is. Guys, it's just because, you know what, I think life's too short, actually, and, I think it's always better if we can come together with the things that we like, rather than coming together with the things that we dislike. Star Wars is actually, believe it or not, the franchise that taught me that, because a lot of people used to be, and still are very much like, divisive how we are. I mean, I'm dismissive, but at the same time, I'm happy we've got it, the world would suck without it. But anyway, I remember when I was younger and everybody was like, either Star Wars or Star Trek, and I'm like, okay, like, it doesn't have to always be so tribal. You can dig it. Like, I'm a pain in the ass about Robotech, but you know what, I'm glad that it exists. I don't like what the company did to other franchises, but I'm glad Robotech exists, and I'm glad that I got to experience it because of what they did. I'm glad that it was kind of the gateway drug for me for Macross, and made me understand it's also kind of the gateway drug for me for anime, as it was for a lot of people in my generation. So that's pretty cool as well. Anyway, moving away from that all. Okay, this is the first big steps to doing the torso, the waist. So, actually, which is not the torso, we're doing the waist. I just put a ball joint on that, and it shoots quite well, I'll have you all know. Okay, let's pop that here. Don't want to bitch and moan about stuff. I want to be cool and positive. Yes, I want to be cool. Whatever. Yeah. Life's too short to hate stuff. Okay. So you can see there's a little flap that goes at the bottom of this. That is for the grip. Actually, quickly, just because I am squirreling so hard right now, I don't know if you guys can really see it. You should be able to. Look at this glass canopy. So when I first saw this, I was a little disappointed because I'm sure, as you guys can see, it looks a little smoky. Okay? But look carefully. Look at how the light's reflecting off it. And that's got a pearlescence to it. That is awesome. Oh no! Bye, Lindsay. Sorry about the load shedding. Yeah, yeah, so check this, like, it's already got like a pearl coating on it, and I think that is so great. I kind of wish more Gundam kits, actual Gundam kits, came with like pearlescence in their designs. Like the Big Wabo for me is a. I just see it in pearlescent. Like it should have that kind of color. That's how I see it. It's because and I would love to know in the chats if you guys have a classification system for mecha in your mind, because I mean we have the, like a basic classification, but for all of us, we kind of creative and we sort of have like ideas about what things are and how we want to make things and whatever's. So when I'm painting a Gundam and I'm trying to think of the story behind what I'm doing, I ask myself, is this a tank? Is this a jet? Or is this a sports car? Or is it a combination of any of those things? That's kind of like a way of thinking that I have when I build, well, when I get into a paint job. And so for me, like the Big Wabo is kind of, well, how it speaks to me is that it's a sports car, right? It's a prototype, clearly. So it's gonna look flashy. See, like, this is nice. You see, like, Thank you, Bandai. That's a nice theme. I can live with that. Maybe no, yeah. I can put an intentional line there that makes it work for me. Okay, so also like in the manual, there's meant to be a panel line there on this side, and there isn't a panel line on the actual kit, and that is scandalous. Hold on, let me just check the other leg here. Wow, I hate it when that happens, because you can see like Bandai designed it to have an intentional seam line, like just like they've done it here on the back, but here on the front it's not there. So that's kind of annoying. So there's two cool approaches to fixing that. The one is obviously you carve in your own seam line. The other one is you take a thin piece of plastic card and you put it there, and you just make sure it's nice and glued in and it sits securely, and it'll kind of give the illusion, because it kind of repeats what's going on in the back there, and it can kind of look pretty decent. I mean, that's those are two solutions. And the third one is the art of not giving a fook. Just don't care, and build on, carry on. So these are three approaches that one could use, I suppose. This leg looks fascinating. Like there's already something fancy happening in here, and like a complete poop ball. I've closed them before I should have in the build, because I'm so busy talking about how I would fix the seam versus actually looking and going, I need to put a part there. So let's use the Wayback Machine here. Okay, cool. By the way, this specific character from Macross, Isamu Dyson, the pilot of this I nearly called it a mobile suit, of this Valkyrie, of this craft, to use non-canon terms. Let's be approachable here. Semi-educational almost. Wow, this is annoying. Hold on, sorry guys. I'm gonna break something. I can feel it. I know it's gonna break. It's gonna break, and I'm gonna be like, boo hoo hoo. Gonna have to fix that up later. There we go. Loud. If you're still lurking, my guy. Are you gonna be at in Cape Town Comic Con? I can't remember. I keep thinking yes. Maybe that's hoping yes. Maybe I'm just being hopeful. Yeah, a little bit of rainbow effect. Okay, cool, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna put this very cool. Gonna get some ASMR vibes here. Sweet. Okay. There we go. It's a fun part there. I swear this is gonna like click up and down like that. Yeah, that looks super interesting. Looking forward to that part of the build. It's gonna be fun. Actually, you know what, just to save myself a lot of effort, because that was actually kind of a ball ache to remove, I'm not gonna lie. Oh. Okay, let's be even more fun. Let's ream this one. So in theory, one of these should be way less irritating to take apart than the other, but they should both be easier than they were. Sorry. Also, if you guys hear any strange sounds or whatever, my neighbors are actually moving. So you might hear the occasional like something. I don't know. So I apologize, but then also enjoy it. Just take it in as part of the ambiance. Although I suppose that's what the music is for. Looks like a beak. Anyway. Cool. Oh, guys, I was telling you this cool thing. So, like, this was a while back, and then the stream decided to cuck out. So, like, check this. I'm like fancy now. I can direct the stream from my phone. It's an app. I feel so fancy. It's the Streamlabs app. I feel like I'm like, at least, you know, I can't get one of those fancy little button things, but at least I'll have my phone. It's something. And for those of you guys who are looking at streaming in future, well, now you know it's there, instead of doing what Jeff and I did for a couple of months, where we lean over our machines to go, okay, at least I did. I'm sure Jeff had a much slicker way of doing it. Mind you, I think his laptop was just in front of him, so. I, on the other hand, maybe you might find this of some interest. So where I'm sitting now in my study, in my studio, is... So the whole point of this space is, this is the modeling space. So it's on the far right of my desk. I've got a very long desk. So this is the modeling space. Next to me over here, where my hand is going, making jazz hands, my compressor is there. And then next to me on my left is my art, my drawing space, doing my work for clients, and you know, it's my workspace, so to speak. And they are very close together. The place where I have fun and the place where I make art. Not that making art is not fun. It's super fun. But yeah. So I'm not so good at getting away from my computer, is what I'm trying to say, I suppose. But that's why I enjoy sort of having a smallish toolbox. You know, I have like a major toolbox which I keep all of my main tools in. Like, that's like my base for my tools. And so, and then I have my little box, and my little box is kind of what you guys have typically seen me bring to a build meet, for those of you who have been to a build meet before with us. And then, yeah, I sort of keep my essentials in there. But I actually even take that a bit far, in that I often just take a model kit box, and then I'll just throw a few tools and some sandpaper and stuff in that, and then I'll go and sit in the lounge and watch something cool, you know. Like, later on, I'll be watching the next episode of Yellow Jackets, which is looking so cool. I'm loving that series. I don't want to tell you too much about it, aka I don't want to be responsible for spoiling anything about it for you. So if you know Yellow Jackets, then you know. But if you don't, oh, please go and check it out. I think you guys might dig it. A heads up though, if you don't like being grossed out, it might freak you out. Look at this foot. There we go. We got a big foot. Transformation. So there's some gap filling that's gonna have to happen. That's okay. I'm cool with that. I can live with that. That makes me happy. That's easy gap filling. It looks like Loud Lungs doesn't want to respond to me. Jeff, are you still here? Are you still lurking, you creature? Maybe Jeff can tell us if Loud is coming to Comic-Con. Jeff knows all. Big feetsies. Feets. These are cool. Okay, let's pop that there. Okay, got the feet side done. Had a bit of a kind of a teaser for what's happening next with the parts. Cool. Oh, Jeff. Oh, sweet, dude. Does it look like the stream and stuff is 1080? Because I can't really, like, from where I am right now, I can't access the properties of the stream, or I can't see them. I can just see the frame rate. I'm just curious to know, because just so you guys have some insider insight, info, whatever, as you will. We are trying to stream at 1080. Not trying to. We are streaming at 1080. Or supposed to be. And so, yeah. Because Jeff and I are like such, you know, like super amazing technology like this. We just want to make sure that we, everything's okay. Okay, that's interesting. So check that. There's like some internal detail here. Because you got the fan and all that going on. And you got that happening. And then you got this little guy here, which is a cover for the intake, which is a typical Macross thing. When it transforms, the intakes get covered to prevent, well, you know, it's an intake. You don't want like the wrong stuff to go in there. So that's quite cool that it like does that. That's quite a fun little feature. And this is predominantly for the Batroid mode, for the mecha mode. So that's cool. I like that. That's a good feature. Good thinking. At least we didn't have to switch that part out. Your mileage may vary. I'm already building this and thinking I want another one. Jeff's like, oh. More for your backlog, Paul. Yeah. Lindsay kind of hit the nail on the head the other day. Like I was like on Discord and Lindsay was like, yeah, you're gonna want to get 3 now. You know, 1 for each mode. I don't know, we'll see. But I'm enjoying this so much that I wouldn't mind building another one just to have it in Batroid or Go Walk mode or whatever's. Go Walk, I don't know. The jury is out on that one. I don't know what the actual pronunciation of that is meant to be. Okay, this is cool. So this uses a lock and key joint. So guys, if you are building this, just pay attention. I don't know if you'll remember this in the stream, but you know, why not? Legs are actually going quite fast. I thought they wouldn't be as fast because of how complex they are. Because there's a lot of complexity going on here. So you can check that happening there. And they definitely want to make sure that you get that slotted in properly. And, oh, okay, there we go. That's also a good one to bear in mind. That has to be a specific way. That's obviously for the transformation. I'm imagining that's gonna do a locking effect or locking mechanism. Sweet! Sweet, my dude. Okay, good. Jeff, I just read your chat. That makes me happy. So after this, I mean, we're speaking of the future now. I'm trying to stay here in the now, as it were. But yeah, as you know, as I'm thinking of what's coming next for the stream, I have got a Lefrith Thorn that wants to be built. I have the Death Scythe, the most edgelord suit of Wing Gundam. Probably the second most edgelord suit of Wing Gundam, to be fair. Of Gundam Wing, should I say. Rather. Did I? Oh, I didn't do this wrong. Okay, good. And there's also a aerial, what's it? Aerial Reborn, aerial... What is it called again? God. You can tell I'm not a big fan of that specific design of the aerial, because I can't even, you know... But yes, it's the aerial rebuild. Rebuild aerial. Whatever. So I've got one of those. So maybe building it on a stream will change my opinion of it. We've seen it happen here before, folks. It could happen again. So, I don't know. Let me know. Think about what you want to do there. What is cool? Build. I also have a Jian, or Jin, or Jian, or Gan, or Gion, however you want to pronounce it. It's the very fancy fencer suit from the Zeon forces. It is Makuve's suit from the original Gundam series. So if that is something that sounds exciting to you, let me know. Cool. Oh my word. Also cool, some cool news. I saw Zaku's unboxing video today. He got like a whole bunch of stash. It's always exciting. It's always cool to see people get new stuff. And he's finally got his master grade SD. I'm curious to hear his thoughts on it. Speaking like we like best buddies, we're not. I just really like his channel. And I do appreciate his opinion, even though we don't always share the same opinion. I prefer his opinion to people who make their dogs wear shock collars, but anyway. Controversial! Oh, I'm just gonna be quiet now. Okay, that's gonna go together there like that. That's gonna be cool. Okay, let's see. Rebuild. Thank you, Jacques Loves Gunpla. It is the rebuild. I was actually half trolling you guys, but only half trolling you. I'm not that cool. Wait, this is annoying me now. Okay. I just saw something, and yes, I make these mistakes so that you don't have to. I feel like sometimes the best way I can compare building a kit on a stream, like, because I don't always have the luxury of doing these nice long streams. I need to try and get them like done and be quite concise with them, even though I keep talking and talking. But sometimes it feels a lot like I'm building a Gundam kit in a car, because I have like a lot of stuff going on. Just like, I don't understand why that analogy. I don't know. Are you thinking that, Jeff? I don't know. I just want to believe that maybe you are. It makes me feel better about myself. Ooh, guys. Actually, seriously, like, really excited about Comic-Con now. Like I said earlier on in the stream, I have been a little bit nervous about it. There's obviously a lot going on. No, I did do it right the first time. No, I didn't. No, I did. Ah, I suck. There we go. Heart explosion. Okay. I'm just gonna go away. Thank you. Okay, cool. Now, just gonna focus on this being there. Because they're like, they give you so much info for like what you want to do here. So they're like, okay, take this piece, you know. Okay, but that's not you. I think even that's like somehow wrong now. I'm worried about that now. Okay. That checks out. That is correct. That is correct. That is correct. That is correct. Ah, cool. Okay, that all checks out. Come on, slot in there, buddy. There we go. Checks out there, that's okay. Good. Okay, so something interesting to remark here is that I may have done it wrong twice before, and it fitted, and now that I'm trying to do it the right way, I'm getting some static on it. That is very interesting. Shark. Yeah, we get to make other mistakes. Yeah, exactly, dude. Yeah. Come on, dude. Like, peace. What is your malfunction here, guys? Seriously. Like, get in there, dude. Oh, that's what the malfunction is. Okay, cool. Back on track now. We are A for away. We are 5x5. And okay, cool. There we go. Hey, nice, fun, epic music to go with it too. Now, turn around. Okay, cool. Now, I'm gonna pop. Okay, this is the correct one. Okay, sweet. It's meant to be a sticker there. Nobody cares. Least of all me. Although, guys, the stickers for this kit are actually pretty cool. So if you were like a little bit hesitant about maybe getting this because, you know, you don't want to paint it and you found that there's quite a lot of color correction stickers. All of this black, only the red is really color correction with the occasional beige piece, but all the black is actually all the decals. So it's those cool stickers that look like paint, or look kind of like paint, inverted commas. You know, they have that matte finish, so they look, you know, they don't look like horrible and shiny and foily and just wrong. Okay, sweet, we got a leg. Boom, boom, boom. I like that sliding mechanism there, and you can also get this kind of chicken walking situation. Anyway, we're gonna see how that all comes together very soon. Just take care of that. That. Oh my word, that's gonna be so fun to get off later. Okay, and this is not. Oh, it is actually. And then I had the wrong ones in the wrong box, in the wrong compartment. Okay, there we go. Ooh. careful there, buddy. Don't break that. Okay, there's an annoying seam, but that's kind of also fixable, mostly. That mold line's a bit of a bummer. But hey, so far the legs are mostly great, and that is so nice. And okay, and then we got guys, and there's a piece that goes here, and that's for the landing gear, and I'm actually not going to pop that in right now because I feel like it's going to be a pain, because I still want to transform this for you. So okay, there we go. Cool. Okay, so let's do that other leg quickly. That's meant to do that, and then this is meant to turn around. Cool. And then that one goes there. Am I forgetting anything? Yes and no. Yes, I am forgetting something, but no, it's not so difficult. Right. Cool, there we go. These legs are nice. They're nice and chunky. It's one thing I really like about this specific Bandai version of this design, and why I like the Bandai version of this kit. Firstly, I don't think, and I stand to be corrected here, but I don't think that there's an actual plastic model kit of the Batroid mode of the YF-19. So there is the fighter, the jet mode, which I suppose you could sort of mess around with to make a Joe Walker mode or Go Walk mode. But there isn't actually an official Batroid version of it. So nobody's actually done it, and I don't know why they haven't. But anyway, the thing that is cool about Bandai's offering here is that it's kind of got like somewhat anime proportions, and this is why I like the fact that this is a parts former, because as a parts former, it allows the kit to be kind of proportioned a little bit better, so it gives it a much better aesthetic look. So it can be a little bit chunkier because, as I mentioned earlier, I have the 1:60 scale version of the figure, and it's beautiful, but it is very kind of skeletal. There's the legs, nice. It feels a little bit skinny. So I don't like to actually keep it in Batroid mode because of that. You know, it's like amazing that it can transform into Batroid mode, but it's not like necessarily something's wrong here. Did I do it again? No, I didn't. Okay, so yeah, so it's kind of like I said, it's a little skeletal, and it kind of upsets me a little bit. So yeah, so that's what I really like about the proportions on this guy, is that he feels a bit more chunk. Which, I mean, you know, realism be damned. We're talking about a mech that can transform into a jet, that can transform into like a close range, you know, VTOL type fighter. So let's not get too, you know, deep into the realism of it. Let's focus on the believability of it. And yeah, if I wanted it to be super realistic, I suppose I could maybe deal with the skeletal nature of it, but I prefer the, like I said, I prefer the aesthetic of it looking a bit chunky. It looks better. Looks much better. As you guys can see, I'm putting together these wings now, finally. I'm gonna just do the opposite of what I did there. Cool. So that's cool. Yo. So we have got a lot of posability here for the wings. They usually sort of sit a little bit more to the back sides, kind of thing. So the legs, okay, we're talking about like chunkiness, right? But the legs feel very small. I suspect there's a feature that's going to improve that for us, and let's see if we encounter that on the next page. That's all just been just a repeat of everything I've done before. Here we go, guys. Time to assemble the whole Batroid mode. Woo. Time to get excited. Okay. I feel like this is a nice one for a clip, Jeff. You know, for like stories. And I'm just gonna extend the legs because they do that. Yay, the legs extend. But they kind of bend weirdly. So we're gonna find out what's gonna go on with all of that just now. And up the top there. And now this will forever be removed with the poly cap. Oopsie. With the poly. Oh no, that actually stayed. Amazing. Okay, that's cool. Oh, this is rad already. Push that back a bit. There we go. Let me get us to base cam. Okay, random. Transition normally then. Oh yeah, that's right. I call it kit cam. Oopsie. I want you to see this quickly. So we've got something happening already here. Yay. Hopefully the lag's not too bad, or you're not getting any lag. Oh. No, now it's not gonna make it. Sad now. Shame, dude. Yeah, like, you know, exposure. We can't pay bills with exposure, you know. Feel you, dude. Damn, man. This is cool, hey? Like, really digging the posability. Cool. Sweet. Let's go back to my main scene. Boom. Okay, now we're gonna get to the fun transformation bits. Okay, let's just get him in a cool pose. I actually thought that maybe the posability for the torso here would be a little bit kind of rigid. But it turns out it's really not. There's a lot going on in this kit in terms of the upper body posability and that kind of thing. So yeah, really digging this. So far, this is a well thought out, well engineered kit. I really hope, and guys, sorry if this sounds sales pitchy, but it's just, we got in 2 of these, I think, in the store, in Gunpla, I say. I wish we could have gotten more. But, yeah, I just hope that these are still available after those are sold out. That's all I'm saying, because this is a damn good kit. So if you've been on the fence about it, make a plan. Sorry, I'm just this is so cool. Okay. Also, full disclosure, I used to have a wall scroll of this mech that used to hang on my door in my old bedroom at my folks' place for a good long time in my teenage years. So I just want to just get this. Yeah, I dig this, guys. This is cool. It's gonna be a little bit tricky to photograph. I'm not gonna lie, just because there's so much to consider when it comes to getting the poses right, that you might not see me do too many poses just because it's a lot of effort. In the sense that there's a lot, you can do a lot with it. Like it's a positive effort. You know, it's not like a negative. It's like a wow, you can do a lot with it. In other words, you can't like sit and do it in a hurry. Okay, so let's put together this gun. I would love to know what you guys feel about. Sorry, I just sort of thought of it now as I'm looking at the manual. What do you guys think of a manual like this that's toned? You know, where it's got tone in the yeah, like in it. Like, I don't know. I don't like them personally. I always preferred it when it was line work. I felt it for a quick glance it was much easier to recognize the piece, but that's me. Okay, so now we're going to transform this thing into go walk mode. So the first thing that they want us to do is to pull off the top section here, which is just this piece here. Actually, it's more than that. Actually, this whole. Okay, we're taking that out. So we're going to transform it and build it at the same time. That's fun. Okay, so for the record, if this was a transformer, I would have totally done it without the manual, because I'm that kind of psychopath. The hands look wrong at the moment because I haven't put their cool little pads on for that great little backhand. So that's not happening yet. Okay. So, oh, okay, and then we have to take off this piece here from the crotch. Okay. So this is parts forming 101. So okay, cool. Like that already. And this is 1:100 scale, hey? Just so you guys know. So you could actually put this next to your master grades and it'll be in scale with your master grades. Well, your 1:100 master grades, should I say. So mostly your Gundam. Okay, so that's. They do want this to all be extended, and here, just gotta be careful here. Actually, they want me to remove that piece too. Wow, I'm actually going to take that off, and I know I'm going to break that, so let's take that off as well. Okay, here's that functionality I was telling you guys about, that I was excited about. But I'm also now very afraid. I am actually just too scared to force this, so I'm just going to quickly remove this and make sure that I haven't cause any major stress marks. Looks like I may have already. It's fine. I had a feeling my good friend, the Ocarina of Time, would be with me tonight. Okay, so guys, just a pro tip, if you are gonna be actually glad that I'm encountering this issue before other people do. When I say before other people do, I mean I'm just glad that I got to experience this before like somebody who's bought the kit has. So just be very careful, because I think when you paint this it's gonna bite even like harder. Get that list there. Hey, what's up, Rishi? Oh, hello there. Or why, hello there. Sorry guys, I'm just being super careful here. I don't want to break this kit, especially because this is the mode I want it to be in mostly. Okay. That should actually make it much better. Yeah, it does. Cool. Okay, sweet. Onwards. Okay. Hopefully the next one's a little bit looser than this one. I'm gonna take off the wings again just to be careful. Out. There we go. Okay, so it actually just needs a little bit of love as well. Like, it can actually handle a bit of a tug, you know. Anyway. Okay, so that's in there, that's cool, and now we got that happening. These go up into the angry chicken state posture, then they come back down. Sweet. Just for the record, this is way easier than the toy and the figure. There we go. And that looks like it wants to clip into there to be safe. Yeah. It's got a little thingy there to protect it. Cool. Then they want me to very swiftly assemble this little situation over here. Okay, cool. Nice and easy. Do that quickly. I just want to just we know why I do this, so, and if you don't, ask in the chats. Sure, dude. Yeah, so, what happens is, Jeff and I have the same stream, which is the Gunpla SA stream, which we share. We share custody of it, so to speak. That way, yeah, that way we don't have to compete with the streams. And it's just fun this way, because then I can, you know, it's like he's probably in the chats now still, so he's my wingman on the stream. So yeah. Oh guys, this is something I had to like remark on, and I hope I haven't lost him already. Check the size of this pilot, guys. Like, look at that. Like, enhanced. He's tiny, man. He looks like Forbidden Sprinkles. That's how big he is. So, I'm gonna pop him in there. Like, I mean, I painted that other one for the 1:72 scale fighter mode. And that was not easy. Although I see we don't get options for this YF-19. We don't have the, what's his name in the back seat? Bernard or whatever his name is for the Sharon Apple fight. Okay, and here we have our beautiful pearlescent cockpit canopy, which is not your normal plastic. It's not the kind of plastic that you expect a cockpit canopy to be in. Okay, normally you expect like quite a hard kind of plastic. So it's feeling a little softer than that. Okay, cool. Goody. All the clipping, no clipping point, no seam on the cockpit. Thank goodness. I don't want to have to try and work that. Cool, there we go. Okay, so this is... Okay, so now that we've got this, we basically now... Boom. Boom. Transformation is nearly done here. Okay, so we got some of that in. Let's get the wing transformed in quickly. Sweet. There we go. Cool. Okay, so we got half the Joe Walk mode. And let's see what's revealed on the next page. It goes to the transformation. Yes, our good friend, this piece now comes back on top. And that's right. So I think this is quite a fun feature. They've made for the action base, the little action base connector is sort of interchangeable around the central structure, which is, you know, quite convenient actually, because the real grades tend to do stuff like that as well, where they have a portion on the, like in the backpack, and then sometimes there's one that clips underneath the crotch. Cool. And so I just want to just make sure this is all clicking correctly. Yes, there we go. That's where they wanted to go. I know they want us to be all fancy, but I'm taking the wings off again because that's just in the way right now when I'm trying to transform this. Parts formers. Ooh, I'm hoping I can get... I'm hoping this is just because I'm not familiar with it, I can't really get this recessed in quite deep enough. But, yeah. Cool. There we go. Oh yeah, actually you wouldn't be able to make a go walk mode out of Hasegawa's kit, because they don't have arms in that kit. They've only got placeholders. So looks like you're just gonna have to do it this way. Okay, but why does that feel not like 100% right for me? Yeah, it's actually correct. Cool. Okay. Sweet. Let's maybe just open those wings a bit more because it's freaking me out. Thing like that. Go walk mode. Very cool. Interesting. And of course we can put the action base in, and then you just put this piece aside then. Okay. So now the final mode is transforming into fighter, which is the jet mode. And that should start slowly bringing us to the end of our stream tonight. Oh, I know. Cool. Let's see. And I need to take the shield off or the crotch again. Yeah, lots of work. Okay. That looks too sealed. But anyway, it's fine. And all we do is do away with that piece for now. And we just slot this piece in over here. So that's the half fighter. One, and then two. Cool. So okay, here I'm playing it a little bit fast and loose, but I'd still recommend when you're doing these transformations to take off the wings. With the actual figure, that's actually a point where most people break this toy, the actual figure, the transformable figure. Okay, there we go. From there, to keep it in securely. I was hoping for that. Okay. Ah, come on. It's like finicky and not finicky at the same time. It's just, I think it's one of those, it's finicky the first time, and then once you kind of know how it goes, it's cool. Pop these up. Still feel like I could finesse this more. Yes, there we go, because there's pins in there for it to bite onto. Come on, bite onto those. Don't want to use force. There we go. Cool. Wow. Fighter mode is actually pretty damn impressive. If you want to really split hairs, that is a bit of an eyesore. But if you handle it nicely in the build, I'm sure you could actually make that look very attractive and kind of hide that. But I don't think you need to, because for the most part, you don't really see that. What you will have is this beautiful fighter configuration, which I am very impressed with. I thought this, I was skeptical, I'm not gonna lie, of the transformation. But this has definitely got me very excited for the next one. For the next kit in this line, which is of course coming to us from, I think it's Macross. I keep wanting to say Frontier, but I think that suit is from the Frontier movie or from Delta or from the early part of Delta. Actually, I'm struggling to remember. I need to double check. I need to watch that anime again. It's been like 10 years. Delta, it's been a little bit less, and I also haven't actually watched the whole thing because, you know, it's so easy to get your hands on. Anyway, more important than that is this is a wonderful kit. And wow, I'm really impressed with like how solid the flight mode, the fighter mode feels. And it's great. It's like such a cool scale, such a lekker size. I'm gonna pop the gun pod here in the, I think they want it. It should actually sit there, and it should actually sit backwards, but anyway, not backwards, kind of has like a weird, okay, so yeah, they want, that has to come out, right, okay, yeah, thank you, that actually makes sense now, that's what I thought, because I want to put the gun in and the stand, so if you want to use your action base and still have the gun pod in there, that's what you have to do. You have to shift it a bit there. That's at least that consideration was made. If I was to keep it strictly in jet mode, in fighter mode, I would have put like some kind of, and I think I still could actually find a way to just put in a pole there just to like run a line, so it'd kind of be like that. That makes sense. But there are many ways to do that, and there's many approaches, some better than others, and they all vary from person to person. Cool. I've just got some landing gear to pop on this quickly, which I for one am very excited to see. You know, Bandai kits. I'm so used to landing gear on Bandai kits just being this like little plastic bit that you put underneath the core fighter. So it's been a while since I've actually built landing gear. So this is exciting for me, so you know, endure. Cool. And I'm sure you guys also want to see it. Oh, actually, and that's another thing. The shield is supposed to... Where does the shield go again on this configuration? I think it goes underneath, and it's supposed to cover somewhere. I'm actually surprised I didn't see anything to do with putting the shield in the transformation. I need to like, I'm gonna backpedal. I want to see where that goes, because that's supposed to be in here. Oh, there it is. Okay, never mind. There it is. It's making all the sense now. And why are those two there? What's supposed to go there? That doesn't make sense. That makes me feel like, okay, we're gonna find out now. The mysteries of a kit, of a new kit. All the questions. It looks like I got all the landing gear. Cool. Got the shorty. Got that longy. I think there's a very high likelihood that I didn't clip off a set of wheels. That's very me. Oh well. Okay. This pops here on the bottom. See, you can tell I haven't built landing gear in a long time. I put it in the wrong place. There we go. Cool. And there's another set of these wheels. There they are. Yeah. I legit forgot a pair of wheels, but you know what, guys? It's okay. They're in the box. I don't care. I just wanted to have them on there. The wheels, I suppose, if you really wanted to make them roll, you could. They got detail on both. They have got some detail on. Oh, almost lost one there. It's okay. Oh my word, now it's all coming apart. Oh, it's all falling apart on us. No, it's really not that dramatic. Hold on. I'll put in these little caps here, because this is quite fun. So they have also got these for when you want to keep it nice and sealed. So if your friends or whatever see this and could be like, oh, but you know, you can't, with like, and stuff, and you just go, just shh. There we go. Just do it better than I did, please. There we go. Always do it better than I did. It will be better. There we go. Cool. Guys, that is the YF-19 Valkyrie by Bandai, and I am very, very happy with this kit. I am actually quite excited to see if there's any mysteries that still need to be unlocked on this. I kind of feel there are. I feel like there's stuff I need to find out or know about on this kit. But yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining the stream. Let me switch to face cam mode quickly. Oh yeah, I've got the fancy new app. Sweet. So yeah, this is a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it, making whooshy sounds. Go whoosh. Look at that. That's so cool. Hold on, maybe it focuses. Maybe it doesn't. Oh, there we go. Oh, almost had it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining the stream. I hope you had a good one. I hope you had fun watching this build. I had fun building this build. And yeah, if you guys are Macros fans, this should definitely get you excited. And yeah, look at this thing. It's like it's doing a bombing run. It's like for those of you who like. Anyway, guys, take it easy. Look after each other. Look after yourselves. Be good to each other. Be good to yourselves. Build some cool kits, and remember to keep building joy. Also, I'll see you all at Comic Con. I'm super excited. I'm dying to see all of you guys in Cape Town. Woo! Robot dick.